Omar here from My Point of View, and on this episode I have a 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD, and I must do a quick little cold startup for you guys. In today's episode I will be heading back up to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm actually thinking about moving there. I'm going to look for some jobs out there as well and for some apartments. So why did I choose a mid-size truck for this job? Well, I've always wanted to see how this thing kind of handles on a long distance cruise. But let's do a quick little cold startup real quick. Boy, that was one of the quietest cold startups I have ever experienced in the truck. I'll get more to the powertrain and all that stuff in a second. Currently has 17,000 miles on it. So yeah, once again, I'm just gonna do a lot of drive around in Louisville. So I have to do a quick little driving, get more experience from this thing. I will let you guys know what I feel, how I feel about this 2019 Toyota Tacoma, and I'll give my point of view here in a second. But it's time for me to head on out. So I made it to Kentucky, not to Louisville right now, and the highway's pretty quiet. I'm driving 75 miles an hour, and to be honest with you, it's not so bad. I'm not sure exactly how many miles I've driven so far. I know it's probably no past 70 miles because I've yet to pass Bowling Green. But you do hear a little noise in the back. Well, obviously it's a truck. The cabin is pretty quiet. The ride is very smooth. I will go over some quick features real quick. The vehicle I am driving right now has lane departure and the radar guided cruise control. So you use cruise control on this little small socket right here, like a typical Toyota. And you use the cruise control just like any other cruise control system. I'm currently not using cruise control. I'm gonna use cruise control on the way back. But overall, as I'm just cruising along on the highway right now, I just want this. It's a pretty nice, quiet ride. As far as driving position, and I'll go more to the seats when I come to a stop. But you need to have like a very good posture, or while you're driving, just make sure you practice having a good posture. You can't really fully adjust these seats. Overall, I'm pretty impressed. I've yet to drive any other truck take us a long distance. This is the first mid-sized truck I've driven long distance, so far so good. Here's something else that I've noticed is pretty cool. I'm driving at 80 miles per hour, and the engine is only spinning at barely over 2,000 RPM, so kind of reminds me of like a lazy V8, this little 4-liter V6. Pretty neat. I have to say the turning radius isn't so bad as I would expect it to be in this kind of a tall mid-sized truck. Check this out. Turning hard and pretty good. And it's kind of easy to park as well, so no complaints in that department. Maneuverability in this Toyota Tacoma is pretty good. The road's a little bumpy right now. It's smooth, but just a little bit bumpy. I'm pretty sure it's just this middle lane. So I'm actually gonna get in the left lane real quick. I have my cruise control on, and I have it to set to 77 miles per hour. So now it just reads the car that is in front of me, even though it's quite some distance away. I'm not for sure the exact length. So it's set at 77. There's actually a car in this middle lane, this Silverado. I'm actually just going to go ahead and not right now. I was gonna get behind this Silverado, but I am slowly creeping up on him. So I'm on cruise control set on 80 miles an hour. A car just got in front of me, and now it just sensed the car that was in front of me using the radar guided cruise control located on the steering wheel. I'll show you guys everything in a second, but it has located the vehicle in front of me, so I'm actually gonna get on the other lane, and it will show that there's no vehicle in front. Just like any other typical radar guided cruise control, and the same setup as it is on the Toyota Camry I just reviewed earlier in my reviews. Well, the job hunting didn't go as planned. Partly my fault, But I'm back here in Nashville, Tennessee. Been back here for a while, just wrapping up my thoughts. I only had this truck for, sadly, again, just for one day. But let's just go ahead and give my point of view of this 2019 Toyota Tacoma. Now, I do want to say right off the bat, and I will apologize once again, I kept saying this is a 4-liter V6. It's not. It's actually a 3.5-liter V6. And I'll get to more of the engine performance and all that stuff here in a second. But I do want to go over the trim levels real quick. So for 2019, the trim levels are the SR, the SR5, the TRD Sport, the TRD Off-Road, the Limited, and the TRD Pro. And what I have right here is the TRD Off-Road trim level. While it's still dark, you can tell this kind of a dark grayish color, more of a metallic as well. I just want to take a quick little walk around the vehicle again. Not the best lighting, but again, I spent most of the day driving this vehicle. I'll go over how many miles I've driven in a second, but I just want to just look at the exterior of the car real quick. And you can look at the pictures. If my video quality is not so good for you guys, this light is pretty good. But I like the stance of it. I like this TRD off-road package. It gives a very nice and mean look. It's kind of high off the road, which is necessary if you want to go straight off road, right straight from the factory. It's a nice stance to it, but for a mid-sized truck, I hope you get a trim level, one of the lower trim levels, at least in a lower stance as well, because not everyone wants a truck this kind of high. It's not high off the ground like a full size. Actually, it kind of is. It is kind of lifted up like a full size pickup truck. But nevertheless, this is still a very beautiful truck. And who am I to complain about that? To me, it looks very unique. Pretty much all the mid-size trucks has its own unique styling and cues. So the Tacoma could give me like special points for styling, but it is a very beautiful truck. So the other Toyota that I have reviewed was the Camry, and I had a normal key ignition, but this one has the a key fob. So no remote start on this one, but there's no actual. I do have a key, but you don't start it with a key. It's a push button, and I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so the doors are currently locked. And let's see if it can pick up on my camera. I'm not for sure if it can. But the doors are currently locked. The dome lights are off. And I think I walked near the truck. But if you walk next to the truck and put your hand towards it, then the dome light will turn on automatically. Just a little bit. Not for sure how long it will turn on, but let's see if I can go back away from it. There we go. So you see the dome lights are currently on. Now it's off. So I'm gonna see if I can walk right next to it again and see if it'll do it. Yep, you see, didn't even touch the door handle. Key fob's still in my pocket, and the doors are currently locked. So as you just see, I just pulled the rear door, and the doors are now automatically unlock. Put your hand behind the handle, and unlocks the driver's door. It only locks the driver's door. The passenger doors are still locked. So you would think if you press it again, it'll unlock it. In fact, I just locked the doors. So I just unlocked it again. But there's no way of unlocking all the doors. So it's just the driver's door that gets unlocked. You have to open up the door and hit the unlock button. It is what it is. Now, it's time for me just to hop on there real quick. Now, before I actually sit down, I had to have a little short complaint. This is the TRD off-road package, but it just has the base seat functions. So you just pull that obviously to recline it, and then you can just turn this little knob right here to do the back support, and then you just have a lever just to pull the seats up and forward, which I didn't do properly, but there we go. And that's it. And I'm pretty sure this truck probably costs around $35,000 or $34,000. I kind of estimate right now. I'll see how much it costs here in a second. But yeah, kind of a shame that you only get a three-way adjustable seat. So obviously I have to pull my handy dandy seat cushion just for more thigh support, just to drive the vehicle. Now sitting in the cabin, it is nice and feels like a very nice solid truck, I would have to say. Now me being 6'9", without the seat cushion, and with and without the seat cushion, I get to more than driver dynamics in a second. But for the driver position, if you're taller than 6'5", This truck, I will say, it is doable to an extent. All depends about your legs. If you have like a big thighs, it may get in the way of the steering wheel and stuff like that. You could tilt the steering wheel, you could push it forward, pull it back just a little bit. Just rarely. At least you could just pull it forward and back just a little bit. And you can bring it up and down, but it's very limited adjustment to the steering wheel. So yeah, this truck is doable for someone who's 6'5" and above. Me being 6'9", I'm actually okay. I may look cramped in here, but once you've lived in this body as long as I did, you get kind of used to cars like this. So without further ado, so I still got the key in my pockets, normal push button start. So my foot's on the brake. I'm at the engine start button. Yeah, that's that 3.5 liter V6. So here's the steering wheel right here. It's kind of a different layout to your normal traditional steering wheels. You got your volume control here on the left, and then you can change the tune or the station up and down, and the volume is on the left part. Usually it's behind the steering wheel, so most cars, or usually it's on the right side, the volume control. You got your mode, which I like. I really wish more manufacturers with the mode option. This is when you actually change, you know, from FM to satellite radio to Bluetooth without happening to take your hand off the steering wheel and then press the button, you know, AM and FM or Bluetooth. Because most car companies do not have this button right here. And speaking about the mode, I want to show you something pretty cool about the Tacoma. Now, I'm not for sure if it's on any other Toyota products, but I just noticed it on my way back from Louisville. Okay, so I'm just playing a best non-copyrighted music of 2018. I just show something random, something I won't get a copyright strike on for any odd reasons. So now I'm on the AM station. And if I turn the knob real quick, you just note that it's on volume like 20. Okay? I press mode again. It's still on FM, so it's gonna be the same 20. I went up and then went back down, that's 20. Now I'm on satellite radio, okay? It's down at 6, now it's back on 5. I'm put on 0, so I'm gonna get copyright strike. And I press mode again. It's loud. It's down to 30. So for each mode you have it on, the audio, obviously I don't have iHeartRadio or Slacker, I have no idea what that is. But through each station, each mode, the volume levels are completely different. So keep that in mind when you have a loud, you know, this is off on the satellite radio, it's down to 0. And then if you press mode again, you go back to copyright stuff, I obviously cut it down, but it's much louder than the others. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of cool-ish, or it could be a pain in the neck. But other than that, you have a CD player down here, which is also useful. And while I'm here at this infotainment center, I pressed home. This truck is also equipped with navigation. You can change your display, so map mode, you can have it map only, dual map, the compass, the last turn, freeway exit list, intersection, turn by. I'm not for sure I can use it, but right now just I'm gonna show you the dual map. So you have 2 different maps at the same time. Press option, map mode, and you have a compass right on the right side as well. So you could change the format of the maps. So I just clicked on audio, which I just got through demonstrating. You got your apps, navigation, the eco. And I forgot to actually clear this. I should have cleared this before I did my road trip, and I didn't even know how to do that. Just remember, folks, I only have a day with this truck. I did rent this truck a long time ago, but I never went in depth like I'm doing now for my YouTube videos. So just bear with me real quick. I'm not for sure why they have the stocks on here, but if you want to know your stocks by any chance, and this is a serious business, whatever, well, this Toyota Tacoma has the app for you. You got your sports, your fuel guide, the maintenance, and Yelp. So that's pretty much all your apps right here. I do like the fans, the vents at least, so you can just close it. Open it up like so, turn it, face the other direction. I have the fan on just a little bit, it's getting kind of really hot right now. But it's easy to reach. Got your small little glove compartment right here. Close all the vents if you need to. I do not have a sunroof option on this truck. Got your sunglass holder right here. Up here in this, and also in the 4Runner, you have your traction control, your diff lock. You want to turn on and off your dome lights. Have it on door, just have it on off altogether. Say cheese. You got your nice little mirrors here on the sun visors. Pretty good truck. Now I do have my cups here in the way. I could have thrown them away before the video, but I just want to show you for like video purposes. You have two cup holders right here, and you also have another cup holder right here. And I'm not for sure exactly what the slot here is for, but you can put your phone. This is the LG Stylo 4 with this little case I bought online. If you turn it like so, it can stand up properly. And if you do put it in drive, it does hit it, but your phone can still stand up somewhat straight. Just to let you know. You have your old-fashioned little handbrake. Most trucks have a, most modern mid-size trucks have a foot brake or possibly electronic brake. I'm not sure which truck has electronic brake, but a lot of cars nowadays have electronic brakes. Storage compartment right here. And that's pretty much it for the front. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. You have your socket right here. If you want to plug up like a phone or whatever. I'm not for sure what this button does, but I'm going to press it. It turns orange, and I'm pretty sure it's heating up something. So I'm just going to turn it off. You have your one little USB port right here. And you have your auxiliary port right there as well. Close it, keep it nice and neat. This is for the outlet in the back. And this right here is for the rear window. So push it down to open it. So you push it down to open it, pull it to close. I'll show you once again. For the truck bed right here, you have the light. You can turn it on and off. You have your the outlet in the back. You press it, turn it on, and you have your automatic high beams. As you can tell, I just pressed it on, and I'm going to turn it back off. I'm pressing it back on. Automatic high beams ready. So I am about to go sit in the front seat, and let's see how I fare in the front. Push the seat all the way back. All you can do is just push the seat back and then recline it. That's pretty much every seat out there. And you could do. You can also just like cross your legs, in which you do have enough room to do that. Your leg's not going to be anywhere near the transmission. Once again, if you're 6'5" and above, you have a friend who has this generation Tacoma, this is doable. I know for a fact for the GMC Canyon and the Chevrolet Colorado, it's just miles better in the legroom department. So let's see how the back seats are. I'm not even gonna bother readjusting my driver position because I know for a fact no one can sit behind myself. Not even in a any other mid-size pickup trucks. The back seats back here are more comfortable than the front seats. Do have some headroom, and forgive me again, this is nighttime, but I only had a day with this truck, so I had to drive it, get the proper experience with it, and now that it's nighttime, I have to just finish up my review and give my final thoughts. But if I sit up straight and the front seat is pushed up just a little bit, I can do in this truck. You also have two cup holders back here, and forgive me for my gallons, but I do try to reuse these, try to get the fill back up. But you do have two cup holders back here for your rear passengers. And that's pretty much it. The rear windows are automatic. Pretty much basic back here, but it is a truck. And there's something else I want to show you real quick. You do have more cup holders in the door. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 cup holders in this mid-size truck. So if I just pull this little part open, you do have a little storage right here as well. You can also pull up that back seat, but I do have my stuff right there. Did run a few errands. Now I head into the back of this TRD off-road. You can put your key in here if you want to lock the bed, so then we can open up your truck lid. Right now it's completely locked. Put it in, insert it again. This will go all the way in. I gotta flip it. You gotta flip it, there we go. Turn to the left, now locks. I pulled it and it did not slam. Do it one more time. It's a heavy one. Not a sound. It is a nice bed. I'm not for sure it came already coated or with the protection on it. I'm assuming so. Here goes your little power socket right here. And I'm not for sure what this is. A little storage compartment. You got your tie down hooks right here. And if you want to turn on your light, like I showed earlier, for the rear, turn it on. And there you have it. Alrighty, one more thing. This hood is heavy. Oh my goodness. This is the opposite of that Chevrolet Malibu. If you see a Toyota Tacoma at a car show, just open up the hood and see how heavy this thing is. Now, like I stated earlier in the video, it's a 4-liter V6. And just like I stated a few minutes ago, I'm sorry, this is not a 4-liter V6. This is actually a 3.5-liter V6. And this 3.5-liter V6 has 278 brake horsepower and 265 foot-pound of torque. Now this is paired up to the 6 speeds automatic, but you can get this V6, 3.5-liter V6, and a 6-speed manual transmission. Also, it's not the only engine option. You also get a 2.7-liter 4-cylinder, and that one has 159 horsepower and 180 foot-pound of torque. Now this V6 can give you 18 miles per gallon on the city, and the 4-cylinder I just cited 20 miles per gallon on the city, 22 on the highway, and 23 for the 4-cylinder. So you pick and choose. The phone plugged up, the Windows 1020 is plugged up, but it's not actually charging up for some odd reason. So I'm not able to give you like a driving video right now. I will say this real quick before I get my final thoughts on this truck. The 6-speed works pretty smooth, as you saw earlier in the video. It's kind of weird I was able to do like 70-80 miles per hour and the engine was only spinning at 2,000 RPM. I'm not really sure. I can't really explain like the differentials and the gearings and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure the ratios, the gears are very short. They're not really tall. They don't stand hard. The truck pulls pretty strong, and that's pretty much all I can say. The ride's comfortable and smooth. If you're used to driving trucks, you'll be familiar with this platform. I see a lot of these trucks on the road, and I can tell why. It's a great cruiser. And that's pretty much all I can say right now. Here's your cruise control switch right here. This is how you turn it on. I said I was going to show you this in the video earlier, and I never did. I was going to plan to do this during my drive, but it's not able to. So apologies, I did not plan on this happening. Should charge up my phone before my final thoughts while I was in the house. And I was relying on the fact that I could charge up for like 20 minutes while I get a quick burger. And I plugged it up, and it vibrated, but it would turn on. But then what it's going to show is to indicate the battery life. And it's not going to actually work. That's it. So it doesn't really charge for some odd reason. So I was unable to give my final thoughts like I normally do at this Kroger gas station. But let's just go ahead and I'll just hold the video up and then just do a quick walk around. So I've driven the GMC Canyon, I've driven the Chevrolet Colorado, and I've driven the Nissan Frontier. Now both the Chevy and GMC obviously are the same truck. So for ride comfort, I do not like the GMC Canyons and the Chevrolet Colorado seats. However, the driving position is superior this Tacoma. For some reason, you don't have power seats in the Tacoma. I find the Nissan more comfortable than the Toyota. And another problem with the Toyota, which I should have showed you earlier, is the seat is so down low to the floor. It's gonna be a comfortable ride for some. That's the reason I have my seat pad right here. So I like this truck. I really do like this truck, and I want to love it, but I can't like officially love it. And the reason I can't love it because it's the driving position. And it's not like a bad driving position. I hate to say it, like the Honda Accord for someone like my height. It's the fact that this is Toyota. I mean, this is a beautiful truck inside and out. It's a very strong motor. You have another 4-cylinder option. You have a manual transmission option as well. But for some odd reason, none of the trim levels you have power operated seats. That's kind of bogus to me. You get sunroof on the Limited and nice little leather seats, but it's just, why not? So I'm very disappointed in the aspect of the truck, but yet again, it's just my point of view. Give it a shot, give it a little test drive. If you're 6'5" and above, just remember you can still probably get a full-size pickup truck versus a mid-size pickup truck around this price, and you'd be more comfortable, more storage and stuff like that. But if you just got to get this Tacoma because it's a very beautiful mid-size truck, then I recommend taking it again for a lengthy test drive. But this is Omar from my point of view, and I am out.